And I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever feel negative. You're not going to be 100% happy and positive all the time. That's just not reality. We're humans. I know we have other emotions. We get sad, we get angry. And I think it's good to express those feelings in the healthiest outlet that you can find possible, and not just hold those in and try to be in denial about how you're feeling, but whenever possible, look for that silver lining. Hello everyone, my name is Monica, and thank you so much for being here with me on my channel. So for today's video, I want to talk about how to have a more positive mindset. So I'm going to give a little backstory to help you understand how I came up with this method. I don't think it's brand new. I'm sure other people have done it before. But for the first time, I really resonated with it, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Yesterday evening, I was walking both of my dogs with my husband. And I was not wanting to walk them at that moment. We hadn't had dinner yet. It was getting a little late. Like, I was hungry, I was tired, and I was feeling a little bit lazy. Like, I just didn't want to do it again, because I walk them 3 times a day for going to the bathroom and exercise, because we don't have a yard. Sometimes it just really feels like a chore, like an obligation. And as I was walking them last night, I just had this thought occur to me that they get so incredibly excited every time we're about to go outside. As soon as they see us put on a coat or we grab their leashes, it's like Christmas to a little kid for them. Like, it's the best thing ever, even though it happens every day, simultaneously 3 times a day around the same time. And then when they're outside, they're just so excited and so happy and grateful to be outside and sniffing around and playing and all of this stuff. I stopped complaining for a brief moment in my head, and I just was very present, and I observed my dogs. And I was thinking, to them, they don't think of this as a chore. They don't think of this as, oh, I have to go outside again with my human. Like, I just want to stay inside. I was like, no, they don't think that we're walking them for their benefit. I think that they think that we're walking together as a family, and this is something that we do to bond and that we get to do to experience together, going on these walks. So it's not just for them, it's for us as well. So then I started to think of it as, from now on, I'm not going to say I have to walk them. I'm going to say I get to walk them. So my technique for today to have a more positive mindset is to change things in your life that you say I have to do blank to I get to do blank, or I choose to do blank. For example, there are many things in our lives, I'm sure, as adults especially, it feels like there's just so many things that we're obligated to do that we don't necessarily want to do. We don't want to make time for it. We don't want to put in the energy or effort. Some examples would be like getting your oil changed or having to go get new tires on your car. But instead of thinking, I have to go get an oil change, because I used to be like that, or I have to get new tires or get them rotated, I'm going to start thinking, I get to get an oil change. I get to get new tires. And the way that I can start phrasing like that, that puts a positive emotion behind those words, is I will start to think of the benefits, the good things about, taking care of my car. I start thinking about why I'm grateful for having a car, that I can go anywhere I want pretty much at any time. Like, I don't have to wait for a bus, or I don't have to walk if it's a long distance. Not saying that taking a bus or walking is a bad thing at all. It's just, if I choose to want to go somewhere right that moment, I can drive my car. It protects me from the elements when it's really, really hot, or if it's raining or snowing. I own my car. It's something that I want to treat and respect, and something that has been very, very good to me and useful over the past few years. I haven't hardly had any problems with my car. So once I start thinking, 1, 2, or 3 things I'm grateful for my car, then I can start to say, hey, I get to take my car for an oil change, and I am grateful that I can afford to get my oil changed, or I'm grateful that I can afford to get new tires. And so that's what I invite you to do from now on. Mentally note or observe or become more conscious and aware of every time you say, I have to do this, I should be doing that. Because that usually sets a negative tone because of the emotion we put behind it, as I really, really don't want to do this, but I have to do it because something bad will happen. For instance, I have to walk my dogs because if I don't, they will pee and poop all over the carpet, and then I'm going to have to clean it up, and it may leave a stain, and I might not get my deposit back. So just switch it from thinking about all the negative sides to what you're going to be doing, and just switch it to the positive things only and think about those, and then again, just change the way that you talk about what you're doing. I think it will make such a huge difference. This is something I am just starting as of yesterday, and so far today it's helped me a lot. I mean, I told myself I get to go for a run today. Like, I didn't particularly feel like exercising, but I get to run. Like, I have legs that work. I'm healthy and I want to continue to be healthy. I get to be outside on this beautiful day and the sunshine and smell the flowers. Instead of thinking like I should have something healthy for breakfast, I was thinking I get to have something healthy for breakfast. I get to choose what I put into my body, and I am very grateful that I can afford and have access to all of these beautiful fresh fruits and vegetables that I put into my juicer this morning and made this amazing green juice. And I was thinking about how I get to feel so incredibly good and healthy and vibrant and energized right after I have it, and that just totally has changed my day so far. I never realized until now how negative saying I should or I have really is when you think about it, because like I said, it's that emotion you put behind it. It just feels really good to be aware of that, and once you're aware of something, that's when you can make a positive change. So you can apply this with just about everything. Like, I have to go to work. No, you're choosing to go to work. You can choose to look for a different job, or you can choose to look for a different way to make money, or you could choose to go to school. There's a lot of options. There are different options for different people. Just make sure to look at those options and take back that responsibility of your actions. Don't blame someone else. Don't blame the world. Don't blame anyone. Just accept that what's going on right now is what is, but you have the power to change it. And if you don't have the power to change it right now, then you have the power to change your mindset and the way that you respond to any situation, and that is going to make all the difference in the world, I promise you. So I challenge you to look for ways, make this kind of a game. You can write it down, or you can just, again, make mental notes on things that you feel obligated to do in your life. Is it paying bills? Is it going to the gym? Like I said, going to work, going to school, running errands, going grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning? What is it that you really feel like you just despise, but you feel like you have to do it, or there's going to be negative consequences from other people or whatever the situation is? And find a way to change the thought process in your head, what you're saying to yourself. Instead of thinking, I have to, I should, think, I get to, and I choose to. But remember those positive reasons of why you're doing it and why you feel grateful about it. Now, this is going to take some practice. You're probably not just going to change overnight and all of a sudden become this really super positive person if you weren't before, but it gets so much easier with repetition, with practice. It's like you're training your mind to look for the good in things, to look for the positive aspects, and it just becomes so much easier over time. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever feel negative. You're not going to be 100% happy and positive all the time. That's just not reality. We're humans. I know we have other emotions. We get sad, we get angry. And I think it's good to express those feelings in the healthiest outlet that you can find possible, and not just hold those in and try to be in denial about how you're feeling, but whenever possible, look for that silver lining. And there may be certain people that just really bother you, and you just maybe can't find something that you really like about them or love about them, and that's okay. If you can distance yourself from these people, I recommend that if they're lowering your vibration. If they're people that you just feel like you need to let go from in your life because they're just not serving your highest good, or if it's certain situations you're in that you just don't seem to like, find a way to change those or get out of those. So anyways, I hope my little tidbit of advice for how to be more positive or how to have a more positive mindset will hopefully help inspire you or help you to change some of your daily habits and the way that you talk about the things that you're doing in life. Because I think the more grateful we are with the law of attraction, more things are going to be presented to us that are going to make us feel even more grateful. And it starts by just being grateful with the things that we have in our life and even the things that we're doing in our life. So anyways, until next time, thank you so much for being with me here today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.